welcome back to Friday Reads, where we help you find your next read. I'm Jill.
And I'm Julie, and we've got Valentine's Day coming up, so we've got some Valentine's books, rom-coms, and just books that have a lot of heart. So Jill, kick us off.
So my first one is Kitty Valentine Dates a Billionaire by Jillian Todd. And this is the first in a series, so if you happen to like Kitty Valentine, she's got another book. Spin the wheel, date the guy, write the book. 6 years ago, Kitty Valentine took the book world by storm when her sweet debut romance hit #1 at the New York Times bestsellers list, which was followed by a string of successful releases. Her latest novel, however, totally bombs, causing her editor to suggest she write much sexier books. To Kitty, writing smut is the literary equivalent of stripping. With no advance coming in and her royalties dipping to an all-time low, Kitty has no choice. Armed with a hot guy spinning prize wheel made by her best friend, listing all the different types of men she will date and then write about, Kitty will be spinning, not stripping, her way back onto the bestsellers list. So this was published in April 2020. Kitty Valentine Dates a Billionaire. Jillian Todd.
My first pick is The Key to My Heart by Leah Lewis. This was published in 2022. Sparkly and charming Natalie Fincher has it all. A handsome new husband, a fixer-upper cottage of her dreams, and the opportunity to tour with the musical she spent years writing. But when her husband suddenly dies, all her hopes and dreams instantly disappear. 2.5 years later, Natalie still seems lost. She works, she sleeps, and she sees friends just often enough to allay their worries, but her life feels empty. And she can only bring herself to play music at a London train station's public piano where she can be anonymous. She's lost motivation, faith in love, in happiness, in pretty much everything. But when someone begins to mysteriously leave the sheet music for her husband's favorite songs at the station's piano, Natalie begins to feel a sense of hope and excitement for the first time. As she investigates just who could be doing this, Natalie finds herself on an unexpected journey toward newfound love for herself, for life, and maybe for someone new and special. So The Key to My Heart. I thought that was a cute premise.
That was cute. So my next one is from a patron who told me this is her favorite author. She's like, all the time looking for this author and if she's got anything new. And she's probably already read this book, so it's not for her, but it's for you if you haven't heard of this book. Abby Jimenez. This is her newest book. It was published in April 2025. Say You'll Remember Me, which is also the first in a series. So if you happen to love it, she will be writing more. I don't know if there's more out now, but there might be no such thing as a perfect guide, but Xavier Rush comes disastrously close. A gorgeous veterinarian giving Greek god vibes, all while cuddling a tiny kitten? Immediately, yes. That is until Xavier opens his mouth and proves that even sculpted gods can say absolutely the wrong thing. Like, really wrong. Of course, there's nothing Samantha loves more than proving an asshole wrong. Unless, of course, he can admit he made a mistake. But after one incredible and seemingly endless date, possibly the best in living history, Samantha is forced to admit the truth that her family is in crisis and any kind of relationship would be impossible. Samantha begs Xavier to forget her, to remember their night together as a perfect moment, as crushing as that may be. Only no amount of distance or time is nearly enough to forget that something between them. The only thing better than one single perfect memory is to make life, and even love, worth remembering. So, Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez.
Very popular author at our library. Okay, pick this one just by the title. This is The Valentines Hate by Sydney Halston. This was also published in 2022. It's a delightful enemy to lovers, fake engagement rom-com themed around Valentine's Day. If you like Jennifer Lopez's movie Marry Me and Aaron Sterling's book, The Ex-Hex, then you'll like this book. Cupid only strikes once. At least that's what Lisette Alonso believes. Ever since the most disastrous Valentine's Day of all time, she has hated all things Valentine's Day. But Lizzie, as she's known by, best friend is having prenuptial festivities for a week leading up to her February 14th wedding, and Lizzie is taking her maid of honor duties seriously, maybe a little too seriously. Of course, who is the first person she runs into on the way to the wedding? None other than her childhood nemesis, Brian Anderson, the reason for all of her Valentine's Day hatred. Brian knows he messed up with Lizzie, but give him a break. He was just a kid who was trying to look cool, and Lizzie regularly pushed all of his buttons, both in school and out of school. He's always been gruff and grumpy, but these days, Brian is much better off with his writing, fictional characters, well, they never talk back. Unlike Lizzie, who always has something to say. Suddenly, the two are back under the same roof and bickering like old times, except that Brian has bigger problems than dealing with Lizzie's verbal sparring. Someone Brian is desperate to avoid shows up, and somehow Lizzie gets roped into pretending to be dating Brian. And suddenly, the simmering anger has blossomed into something extra spicy. So, The Valentines Hate by Sydney Halston.
So my next one, what's Valentine's Day without Cupid? So I found a book about Cupid. Cupid, A Tale of Love and Desire by Julius Lester. This was published in 2007, so it's been a while, so if you haven't seen it yet. This is the story of Cupid, the god responsible for heartache, sleepless night, and all those silly love songs, finally getting his comeuppance. When the god of love falls in love himself, things are bound to get interesting, and when he crosses his mama, Venus, in the process, well, things could get downright messy. The much lauded author of Pharaoh's Daughter and When Dad Killed Mom brings his renowned storytelling skills to one of the world's most famous tales. In doing so, he weaves a romantic, hilarious drama brought to life with bold new voice, loaded with sly wisdom. Julia Lester's retelling is sure to draw new readers to classic mythology while satisfying old fans as well. So, if you want to hear about Cupid,
cute cover
Cupid.
With a zero. My third pick is My Other Heart, and this is by Emma Nanami Strenner. This was published last year. A missing child, two girls in search of their true identities, a stunning novel of mothers, daughters, and best friends. In June 1998, Mimi is on her way to Vietnam when her toddler daughter vanishes in the Philadelphia airport. 17 years later, two best friends in Chestnut Hill, Pennsylvania, discuss their summer plans before college. Kit, with the support of her white adoptive parents, will travel to Tokyo to explore her Japanese roots. The dizzying adventure offers her a taste of first love and a new understanding of what it means to truly belong. Sabrina had hoped to take a similar trip to China, but money is tight. Her disappointment subsides, however, when she meets a bold, uncompromising new mentor who prompts Sabrina to ask questions she's avoided all her life. Meanwhile, Mimi, from 1998, purchases a plane ticket to Philly. She finally has a lead in search of her daughter. When Mimi, Kit, and Sabrina come face to face, they will confront the people they truly are in this tremendously moving novel that is propelled to its astonishing climax in a way you will never forget. So, Missing Girl and Two Girls in Search of Their True Identities, My Other Heart.
So this is another romance that was published last year, and the main character, his last name Valentine, so it fits. First Time Caller. This is also first in a series called Heartstrings by B.K. Borison. You can't read the author's name because of the things. Aiden Valentine has a secret. He's fallen out of love with love. And as the host of Baltimore's Romance Hotline, it's a bit of a problem. But when a young girl calls in the station asking for dating advice for her mom, the interview goes viral, thrusting Aiden and Heartstrings into the limelight. Lucy Stone thought she was doing just fine. She has a good job, an incredible family, and a smart, slightly devious kid. But when all of Baltimore is suddenly scrutinizing her love life, or lack thereof, she begins to question if she's happy as she thought. Maybe a little more romance wouldn't be such a bad thing. Everyone wants Lucy to find her happy ending, even the handsome, temperamental man calling the shots. But when sparks fly behind the scenes, Lucy must make the final call between the radio-sponsored Heavily After After or the man in the headphones next to her. A hopeless romantic meets a rated radio host in this cozy, Sleepless in Seattle-inspired love story from the beloved author B.K. Borison. And I love Sleepless in Seattle, so I think this will be good.
Good pick. My next pick is Heartstrings, and you know I'm a sucker for all things that happen in Ireland. So this is by Ivy Fairbanks, and this was published last year. She doesn't do second chances, but he's not done writing their song. CeeLo, Lo, as she goes by, Valdez, doesn't believe in second chances. Surviving cancer taught her that life is too short to spend time on someone who wronged you. But Aidan O'Toole is determined to show her that life is best spent together. When the tough-as-nails Texan moved to Galway for medical school, she wasn't looking for love. Aidan, a gorgeous, tattooed, mandolin-playing lawyer, slipped past her defenses. They each fell hard and they each fell fast. But when Aidan was given the opportunity of a lifetime to move to London and record an album, He took it, breaking Lo's heart. Yet more than 2 years and a successful album later, every song he writes is still about her, the one he let get away. And every time Lo hears his voice on the radio singing about love, it's an arrow straight to her soul. Now they're on a collision course as maid of honor and best man at a weekend-long Irish castle wedding. Are some mistakes worth forgiving? Can Aidan convince Lo that their song wasn't meant to end? This is actually the second book in a series, the Love in Galway series, which begins with Morbidly Yours. With heartstrings for Valentine's Day.
That's quite the switch. Nothing's more romantic than like writing a song for somebody. I mean, my goodness. This is My Funny Valentine by Aurora Asher. This is also the first in the Hellbent series. So this is not for the faint of heart, my friends. This one's steamy. The author themselves said this is a steamy paranormal romance with violence, sex, and too much swearing. And this is from the author.
Oh my.
But, it can be fun too. Asmodeus, Prince of Hell, just wants to play music, jazz specifically. Unfortunately, he's a demon and he's supposed to be evil. A career as a musician isn't exactly an option, and he's cursed to top it off. Sick of playing by the rules, Ash and his brothers escape hell in search of freedom on Earth, only to discover it's harder than they thought to keep their enemies off their tail. The four rogues quickly become the underworld's most wanted, and if they're caught, the consequences will be dire. Everything changes for Ash when he meets his beautiful violinist who can see through his curse. It must be too good to be true, but he can't resist the temptation, no matter the risk. He has to have her. Evangeline Gregory is just your average human. She works at a jazz bar, plays gigs on weekends, and apparently hallucinates street demons. At least that's what she tells herself when, moments after she meets the man of her dreams, she sees him shift into a 7-foot-tall, red-skinned monster.
Oh my gosh.
Not believing her own eyes, Ava decides to investigate and soon finds herself caught in the middle of a supernatural cluster of epic proportions. But Ash isn't the only one keeping secrets, and the search for answers reveals shocking truth that will change the course of life forever. Or maybe just doom it. So, My Funny Demon Valentine will give you quite the different vibe this Valentine's Day.
Oh my goodness. Mine is not quite that. And sticking with the Irish theme, this is Heart of the Glen by Jennifer Dybel. This was published last year, and this was actually the highest rating of all my heart books. Can the lonely thread of life be woven into a new and finer pattern? When Sorcy Fagan arrives at Dumborough Castle to start her new job as a housemaid, she's dismayed to learn that the lord of the house passed away a week prior. Already running from the tragedy that claimed the lives of her family members, Sorcy wanders the road through the darkening glen with nowhere to go, until Eileen McCready offers her a lift and a place to stay for the night. Eileen's brother, sheep farmer and weaver Owen McCready, is known for his intricate and impeccably woven tweed. But when he's injured, his entire livelihood is endangered. A new and distracting mouth to feed adds fuel to the fire, and Owen struggles to keep his family afloat. Though Sorcy is eager to help, even offering to learn the weaving craft, Owen is hesitant to accept aid from this strange young woman, no matter how inexplicably magnetic he finds her. But Sorcy is not one to give up easily. She's determined to convince the McCreadys that they need her, perhaps as much as she needs them. So this book was described as a tale of love and forgiveness that's as beautiful as the cloth she describes. So, Heart of the Glen.
Well, however you celebrate Valentine's Day this month of love, we hope that we gave you some books with heart and Valentines and even a little hate.
Come on into the Kimberly Public Library. We have a rom-com display set up for Valentine's Day, so got a lot of books to choose from. Jill and I thank you for watching our videos. You can find us on the Kimberly Public Library Facebook page, YouTube channel, and our website. And until next time, thanks for watching.
Bye.